Russian and Ukrainian delegations have met in Istanbul for a second round of peace talks. The meeting comes in the wake of Ukraine's large-scale drone attacks earlier on Sunday, which targeted multiple Russian airfields. Efforts are underway to reach a consensus and end the prolonged conflict, with Turkey stepping in as a mediator after previous attempts by the United States to broker peace between the two nations fell short.
The third point in our agenda is a meeting of leaders. We firmly believe that all key issues can only be solved at the level of leaders. And the leaders' meeting could be with possible involvement of other leaders, such as President of the United States.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who previously described the Russian delegation as decorative during the first round of negotiations, now expresses hope that this latest round may lead to the exchange of more prisoners and the safe return of abducted Ukrainian children.
On release of prisoners of war, we agreed to focus on specific categories rather than numbers. We agreed to exchange all for all, seriously wounded and seriously sick prisoners of war. Second category is young soldiers who are from 18 to 25 years old, all for all. Also, we agreed to return 6,000 to 6,000 bodies of fallen soldiers. Children. We have provided the other side with a list of several hundred Ukrainian children who were deported to Russia.
Zelensky also took part in the NATO Eastern Flank and Nordic Summit in Lithuania, seeking greater support from allies amid growing regional tensions. European leaders continue to view Russia as a mounting threat. In response, NATO has expanded its military footprint in Eastern Europe. Multinational battle groups have been deployed to countries like Bulgaria, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Romania and Slovakia, complemented by increased naval and air patrols across the eastern flank. Moscow has described this build-up as a direct threat.
The important thing is, of course, to rearm Europe. Russia is a threat to all of us, and therefore we need to strengthen our eastern flank. We need to help Ukraine as much as possible. And what we see now is Putin and Russia talking about peace during daytime, and at night they're still bumping in Kiev. So, of course, we have to push for a ceasefire still, but at the same time, we have to do what is needed on the battlefield in Ukraine so they can actually win this war. So a lot of important things on the table.
I very much hope not. And in order to make sure that that isn't the case, we need to prepare. But we cannot ignore the threat that Russia poses. We've seen what's happened in Ukraine just over 3 years ago. Those tanks rolled across a border, something I think all of us thought we wouldn't really see in our lifetimes, the invasion of a European country. Russia has shown in recent weeks that it's not serious about peace, and we have to be ready.
In what Ukrainian officials have dubbed Operation Spiderweb, drones were launched deep into Russian territory in a bold attempt to pressure Moscow back to the negotiating table, described by some as a David versus Goliath move.
We also have stronger tactical solutions. Our Operation Spiderweb yesterday proved that Russia must feel what its losses mean. That is what will push it toward diplomacy. And when Russia takes losses in this war, it's obvious to everyone that Ukraine is the one holding the line, not just for itself, but for all of Europe.
According to Ukraine's security service, the operation struck over 40 Russian aircraft, including strategic Tu-95, 22M3 bombers, as well as one of the few remaining A-50 airborne surveillance planes. This unprecedented strike risks escalating the war to new and unpredictable levels. With Mahashweta Lala, Bureau Report, India Today.